Hey, I'm Jamie East, and today's episode of The Smart 7 is sponsored by Vodafone Business in partnership with Samsung. If you're running a business, any kind of business, you're probably spending some time thinking about AI, what to do, how much to use it, and how to even get started. The answer could be in your pocket. The new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, powered by Vodafone Business's reliable, award-winning network, will help you unleash your productivity through brilliant built-in Galaxy AI. For example, Note Assist will automatically correct, fix the spelling, formatting and organise your meeting notes so you can stay tuned into the session without any worry. And as useful as AI is, some major newspapers learnt this week that you shouldn't depend on it for your summer reading list. An article in the Chicago Sun-Times, which used ChatGPT to generate a list of books for the beach, included real authors but totally imaginary book titles. Getting back to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, to take advantage of all the features and change the way you do business, you'll need a Samsung account and a network connection. To find out more, search Vodafone Business Samsung, and for network verification, go to vodafone.co.uk/network. On today's Smart 7, police charge Liverpool suspect King Charles opens Canadian Parliament and much more. It's Wednesday 28th of May, it's Hamburger Day, and happy birthday Kylie Minogue.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Tuesday saw Liverpool continue to deal with the aftermath of Monday's horrifying incident that saw more than 50 people injured as fans celebrated their team's Premier League title. 11 people remain in hospital and the police investigation is continuing. The King and Queen sent their sympathies, saying they were deeply shocked and saddened, while Prime Minister Keir Starmer addressed the people of Liverpool.
My thoughts and the thoughts of the whole country are with all of those that are affected, those injured, which of course includes children, and Liverpool stands together and the whole country stands with Liverpool.
Police have now charged a 53-year-old man with suspicion of attempted murder, dangerous driving and driving while unfit through drug use. The fact that Merseyside police released details of the suspect and his ethnicity quickly has sparked a firestorm online, but Mayor of Liverpool Steve Rotherham says it was the right decision.
I think the police acted appropriately, quickly, to dampen that sort of speculation, because it was designed to inflame. The message of hate doesn't go down well here, and those people are wasting the time.
New analysis from The Guardian suggests that Labour are facing serious issues when it comes to political polls. The figures show that Labour and Keir Starmer have had the biggest drop in popularity of any newly elected government in 40 years over their first 10 months. Nigel Farage's Reform Party have been gobbling up popularity points, and Tuesday saw the Clacton-based MP make another play for Labour voters. He offered a raft of new policies, including raising the income tax allowance and scrapping the two-child benefit cap. Oh, and he also called Keir Starmer's leadership dismal. Labour's Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson says the government know how unpopular the benefit cap is and restated Labour's pledge on child poverty.
We hear them. We want to make this change happen, and it will be the moral mission of this Labour government to ensure that fewer children grow up in poverty and that where you're from does not determine everything that you can go on to achieve in life.
The Tories have a different view on the cap, questioning how the changes would be funded by either Labour or Reform. And Tory Shadow Chancellor Mel Stride says the numbers are just too tight.
The headroom is about 9.9 billion. 3.5 billion against that 9 billion is about a third of the headroom. It's a very significant sum indeed. Now, if they're to reverse their position on the winter fuel payment as well, which it looks like they will, that would be 5 billion.
King Charles is in Canada this week on an official state visit and an unofficial show of support for the Commonwealth country that has been the focus of Donald Trump's repetitive and unwanted advances. The King was given the honour of opening the news session of Canada's Parliament as Mark Carney takes on the formal role of Prime Minister. That's the first time an English monarch has opened Canada's Parliament since 1957. The former Bank of England governor was behind the invitation to the King and Queen, and Charles seemed quite happy to remind the world of Canada's independence without making any direct reference to the US president's ambitions for a 51st state.
As the anthem reminds us, the true north is indeed strong and free. May you honour the profound trust bestowed upon you by Canadians, and may God bless and guide you in all your duties.
Last week saw the government announce a round of pay rises for public sector workers, including teachers, nurses and doctors. The junior doctors aren't happy, however, even though they've been offered 5.4%, which is higher than the average 4% offer. They're now balloting on strike action because they say they're still suffering from pay erosion over the last number of years, despite last year's 22% rise. Health Secretary Wes Streeting has urged them to vote no to strike action, but Dr. Melissa Ryan from the British Medical Association's Resident Doctors Committee says that unless the pay gap is fixed, NHS patients will suffer.
Nobody denies that anybody is facing pay erosion. I represent doctors though, and I'm very worried that my colleagues are leaving and going overseas, and I'm going to be left with an NHS service that just doesn't have the doctors to provide the care.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, in association with Metro, the Brits come good at the French Open and Shabuzi gets heat over his side eye. Right after this. Hey, it's Jamie East here, and today's episode of the Smart 7 is sponsored by Vodafone Business in partnership with Samsung. When you're running your own business, pretty much anywhere can be your office. The spare room, the back garden, or, even the local cafe. And with the power of Vodafone Business's reliable award-winning network, combined with the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, there's no limit to what you can do pretty much anywhere. For example, if you're working and caffeinating at the same time, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra will allow you to seamlessly complete actions across a whole range of apps to find relevant information and send it where it needs to go. It can even summarise YouTube videos for you and save it to Samsung Text Notes. That's the power of AI in your pocket. And as useful as AI is, some major newspapers learnt this week that you shouldn't depend on it for your summer reading list. An article in the Chicago Sun-Times, which used ChatGPT to generate a list of books for the beach, included real authors, but totally imaginary book titles. And getting back to Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, to take advantage of all the features and change the way you do business, you'll need a Samsung account and a network connection. And if you're using the seamless action across apps, it's compatible with selected languages only. You'll also need a Google account login, and the availability of search functions may vary by country, language and device. To find out more, search Vodafone Business Samsung, and for network verification, go to vodafone.co.uk/network. Welcome back. There was more first-round tennis action from the French Open at Roland Garros on Tuesday. It's turning out to be a pretty good first round for the Brits, with 6 players now through, including Cameron Norrie, who beat former world number 1 Daniil Medvedev. Sunay Kartal beat her opponent Erika Andreeva in straight sets to get through to round 2 on her debut, and Jack Draper stayed calm as he faced Mattia Bellucci. It took Draper 3 sets to win, but it's his first career win at the French Open, and he was delighted that he was able to turn things around after a tough first set.
I was serving a couple of double faults, which doesn't help, and at this level everyone plays incredible tennis, so the margins are so small, and I'm really proud of the way I was able to turn the game on its head. I started to be more aggressive, and it was a really tough battle, and credit to Matteo, who played incredible.
Monday night saw the American Music Awards taking place in Las Vegas, hosted by Jennifer Lopez. And while the awards didn't get much attention, one of the presenters found himself going viral for some side-eye. Shabuzi, the man behind one of the longest number ones on the Billboard charts, Tipsy, a bar song, wasn't too impressed when his co-presenter credited the Carter family with inventing country music. To really amp up Shabuzi's mood, E! Entertainment wanted to know if he's happy to have to sing that bar song for the rest of his life.
It's amazing, you know, I've put in 10 years, maybe 10, 12 years, or 15, I don't even know. My whole life kind of doing this, so it's cool to finally get something that I feel like, finally get one that people kind of respond to, and hopefully I can get a couple more, you know.
June 14th marks 8 years since the Grenfell Tower disaster. The fire, which started on the 4th floor of the 24-storey tower, burnt for 60 hours, despite the best efforts of the London Fire Brigade, and 72 people lost their lives. The official inquiry concluded in September of last year, but there's been growing impatience from relatives over delays in implementing the recommendations, while former PM Theresa May admitted that the initial response was not good enough. Now, a new Netflix documentary explores in detail what happened and speaks to the families of those involved. It's called Grenfell Uncovered, and it's due to drop on June 20th.
This is described as sticking a petrol tanker to the outside of a building. There's internal emails that say, oops, we are not clean.
Sadly, companies were able to find a way around the regulations.
Feel free to ask me as many questions as you like, but use your time wisely.
Right.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Dip approved by ketchup, tangy barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.